So, hello students. Yesterday we have discussed about introduction of international business. Then we have talked about the nature, feature and characteristics of international business. Next we discussed about the driving forces and the scope of international business. Today let us begin with a topic called restraining forces to international business. Means the forces which are stopping a company to enter in foreign market, that we are going to discuss today. In that line, the first pointer which comes into our mind is cultural differences. Yesterday also we have talked about cultural diversity. Let's say this culture in our country, as the state is changing in every 100-200 kilometer, the viewpoint, tradition, customs, belief pattern of people are changing. Means we as an India are such a vast and diverse country. Likewise, when we enter in foreign market, it also unfolds lot of differences in it from the cultural point of view. Let's say the biggest barrier at the entry barrier is language. When we encounter with language, we try to understand their culture, their ethnicity, their pattern of consumption, and because of every culture, the pattern of consumption is quite different. So yes, this is the biggest force. Lot many companies are not thinking to move outside of this country because of this particular cultural diversity. Because they are well versed with Indian patterns, they are knowing the psychology of Indian consumer, they are knowing कैसे consumer को रिझाते हैं, they have got information about that. But in international market, everything is taking you in surprise. The second point in that line is economic disparities. This is the arrangement of two countries. First thing I'll discuss about it is trade relation of two countries. If the trade relation of two countries are favorable, let's say there is free entry and exit of the good, there is free movement of the resources and the product, it will be helping any firm to enter in that market easily without any you can say hurdles, without any problem, and they can settle down there, they can sell out their best products. But if let's say a developed country is willing to sell its product into some underdeveloped country, or let's say backward countries, which WTO has coined a term called third world countries. So basically what we encounter is, due to economic disparity, the pattern of consumption is changed, because it is directly going to affect the purchasing power of the final consumer. If the consumer is ready to pay that much amount of money which that company is coming with that product, there will be no problem at all. But if the consumer are really belonging to a poor economy and some developed country who is willing to sell their product, the high end quite you can say technologically advanced merchandise they are willing to sell, there they will face lot of challenges, lot of problem. So yes, economic disparity is again the second problem. If we encounter with these two, cultural differences and economic disparities, our problems are not sorted out. We are moving towards legal issues, the laws of the land where the consumption is going to happen, that we have to deal with. Trade laws are different in all the countries, because your country's law are applicable to the geographical boundaries of your country only. Whatever it is, like let's say in case of India, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from east to west, law is same. But when you go out of this particular country, enter into foreign country, let's say enter in the Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, China, Bhutan, Myanmar, they are neighboring countries. Then too, their government have fixed up different laws for the trade, and you have to respect that law. You have to fill up all the you can say compliances which that particular country is mandating for any foreign country, foreign company to enter in their market. You have to work on the consumer standard, product standard, quality standard which that country has set it up. So yes, legal and regulatory challenges are there. Fourth one is political instability. In a country where government is unstable, business is impossible. No investor is going to invest his hard-earned money into a country where government itself have no future. Let's say take example of Afghanistan, take example of Pakistan, take example of all the many Gulf countries where government keeps changing, where the coup is happening, where the military of that country is fixing the name of the prime minister or taking the charge other than political leaders. Then the trade laws of that country are not determined, and there is a threat for the investment, heavy investment, which as an MNC, as a multinational company you are going to make in that country. Your investment may not earn profit. Profit is a dream there, of course, but you have to struggle with recovering the cost also. So political instability is a challenge. Then next is in that line is protectionism. I will quote a good example in here. In 1991, when India became an open economy, we have came out with the laws, with the rule like liberalization, privatization and globalization. India then have many small scale industries. And now these small scale companies have to face the challenge of competition with multinational company, right? The company which is having business in many countries, now they are challenging these tiny industries, tiny factories to compete with them. Of course, it is a unmatched competition, and due to that what happened is these small scale industries of India has been absorbed by, taken over by, acquired by multinational companies of foreign country. So that is a challenge, and because of that many countries came out with the protectionism, protectional laws. Let's say a lot of tariffs are there, import duties are there, custom duties are there, which are preventing any particular company to bombard with the product or dump out the product. That's why anti-dumping laws are being made. So these are coined as protectionism. Then currency risk. You are going to trade in foreign currency. Let's say in India the currency is rupees. Let's say you are going to America and you are going to deal with US dollar. US dollar has been accepted as international currency by, let's say, many countries, and the World Economic Forum has accepted it. No worries about that. But what in case of, let's say, any other country, let's say any underdeveloped country, there you have to work upon the exchange rate mechanism. If the exchange rate is favorable to you, you will enjoy lot of profit in conducting business activities there. If exchange rate is not favorable, you have to earn losses out there. So companies do avoid entering into that market where the currency risk is involved. Infrastructural gap, again this is motivated by economic disparities. If a country which is developed one, it will have the required infrastructure. Let's say USA, Japan, whole of Europe, you will find a lot of amenities and whole infrastructure is ready. When we talk about infrastructure, we talk about banking, we talk about insurance, we talk about transportation, means all the auxiliaries to trade which we require to help our trade activities, to you can say promote our trade activities. And if we are entering into countries like, let's say, Bhutan or any other underdeveloped country or economically poor country, then this infrastructural gap will be troubling the businessman, because it will be hard finding the resources. When we talk about resources, we talk about land, labor, capital and the businessman itself. So, this is one of the hurdle. The last point is competition. It is the biggest challenge to any company, because when you are going out into some other country, you are open to compete with all the firms which are operating in an international environment, dealing with similar product or identical product. So yes, you have to face tough competition. There will be conglomerate, there will be MNCs, there will be transnational companies, there will be global companies, and there will be you who will be competing with all of the firms. So yes, these are the restraining forces, these are the forces which are stopping a businessman to enter in any foreign market. Moving next is the domestic to transitional business. Means the forces which are helping you, or the points which are empowering you to move from local to global. That's what this particular pointer says. And in that, the first thing is global integration. I'll give you best example in that. Till 1995, global integration was a dream, unless in 1995 General Agreement on Tariff and Trades 8th summit has been held in Uruguay, Geneva, and then new institution came out called World Trade Organization. With the birth of this World Trade Organization, many agreements has been signed by the member nations. In that, trade related intellectual property right, means TRIPS is there, TRIMS are there, trade related investment measures, agreement on agriculture, general agreement on trade in services, and many more. Means from 1995, the year, till today, it was the WTO which has enabled the member countries to integrate globally and conduct business activities. As the time is changing, the WTO often comes out with many policies which are helping in the growth of export and import in all across the world and the member nation. There has came up with the concept of most favored nation. It is a concept whereby we assign this title to some of the country, and whereby we charge no tariff. Means the goods are freely movable to from one country to another country. Then the second thing is local responsiveness. If the product has secured responses from the local consumer, that has given confidence to the seller to enter and scale up or to expand its business activities in foreign countries also. Then decentralized structure. The structure, if let's say a company is going global, a company who is going to scale up or expand to some other countries cannot be working in a centralized structure of management. Means one person cannot control all the operation of all the branches of that particular firm. Then you have to appoint the you can say hierarchical members. You have to open up the concept of subsidiary companies, and thereby you have to appoint country heads, and via them you have to decentralize the power. You have to you can say share responsibility and share authority. You have to delegate authority, otherwise the management of the international firm is not going to happen effectively. Then technologically advanced you have to be. International business demands that a particular business have to be technologically advanced. Otherwise, you will not be able to please or appeal your product into the foreign market, because the people of that country are purchasing already product by the, you can say, many other good companies, or let's say reputed companies, which are already there in the market, already there from the developed countries and all. So if you are not technologically advanced, you cannot appeal, you cannot sell your product into that market. Then sustainability and CSR. Everything a businessman gets is from the society. Let's say land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. These all are the factors of production. Land we get from the society because it is in their possession. Labor is the member of the society. Capital is nothing but saving of the society, and entrepreneur again member of the society. We earn profit because the members of society are purchasing our product. If they do not consume our product, we will not be able to sell out a single unit. So yes, we have to deal with sustainability and we have to do CSR activities. If a company is doing these all, you can say, activities, it is globally integrating, it is locally responsive, it is structured like decentralized and everything. It is prone to use the advanced technology and doing CSR activities. It's a roadmap for moving to the global, you can say, platform. Now, next point, or we can say next question, modes of entry in international market. So we have been talking about international business, we have been talking about going global, selling in international market, but by what means we can go, how we can go, how we can start. So the first concept is exporting. You can produce the quantities in here in our, let's say in India, if you have a business, you can start manufacturing over, you can say, more than your demands are there in India, and the surplus product can be exported through the direct channel or by the export houses to foreign countries by identifying the demand. Or there are platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, Alibaba and many other online platform where you can list out your product and start supplying directly. Then the second pattern is licensing. The product which is patented by you in India, you can extend the license to some other country in foreign, some other company in foreign country, and you can take benefit of earning royalty of your license. So that is one of the method. Then you can do franchising. You can invite the small businesses who find your idea interesting, who find your project interesting, who find your model of business interesting and appealing, and they have the confidence that if you can earn by that particular business, they can definitely earn. So by that way you can do franchising and again earn the royalty. The next mode is joint venture. You can move out with your fund, enter in foreign market, identify a company in the similar business in foreign country and do joint venture. Means, let's say Hero cycles from Punjab, Honda Motors from Japan. They have tied up to sell two-wheelers in Indian market. And the bond has been actually worked out quite a long period of time, but after some time, when currency convertibility has been approved up to 100%, these two companies has been separated up and they are doing individually their businesses. So yes, joint venture is again an option for you. You can next point, that is called strategic alliance. You can identify a strategic partner. You can outsource or merge, or let's say have a joint venture with that strategic partner and do business activity. Or you can open your own wholly owned subsidiary in foreign country. Means you can take out the money and go out in that foreign country, invest that money, start your company by the name of your company which is working already, and in that foreign country, and you can begin with the business activities. Turnkey projects are those projects, let's say you get contract of a product. Let's say you have to build up the bridge. You have got a contract in, let's say, France. Now you will not build the bridge in your country and export it to that country. So you will go with all your resources there. There you will be building the particular bridge, delivering it. Upon completion, you will take your money and come back to your country. These projects are turnkey projects. Means you will be temporarily there for manufacturing and delivery of the product, and after that you will come back to your country. Then you can do contract manufacturing. What is contract manufacturing? From international firms or international you can say sellers, you can find any contract, you can do manufacturing in your country and you can supply it to them in foreign country. Their government has set up lot of export processing zones and special economic zones. By establishing a company there, you meant to be exporting. So in that particular export processing zone, you have to get the you can say location, you have to get the space, you have to establish the company, start manufacturing process, and you will be directly exporting to foreign countries. Of course, you have to do the required research and development for that particular product. So these are the mode of entry in international market. I'll again revise: exporting, licensing, franchising, joint venture, strategic alliance, wholly owned subsidiaries, turnkey projects, contract manufacturing, and export processing zones. Now moving ahead to next concept, which is very simple but quite fascinating. Because of this particular topic only, we are learning a subject called international business in India, globalization. What is globalization? So it refers to the process of increasing interconnectedness and interdependence among countries in terms of economics, culture, technology, and governance. Let's say globalization in a simple word can be coined as integration of national economies to global economy. Means you can bring your economy in line with the global market. You can avail the benefit of technological advances which are prevailing in all the developed countries and all. You will be open to trade with those countries, and you will allow the trading companies of that country to enter into your market also. It involves integration of market integration of ideas and systems across national boundaries, and that results in a more unified and interlinked global community. This is what definition of globalization. Now, let's talk about the dimensions of globalization. First thing, economic globalization. It means integration of international market through trade, investment and financial system. Let's say how we can do you can say integration of our own economy into trading, investments and financial system. Let's say many banks are there in India. Now, let's say take example of State Bank of India. They have opened up their branches in many foreign countries. Take example of you can say ICICI Bank. They have opened their foreign branches. Take example of many banks are there, commercial banks which are operating in Indian economy have their global branches. So, by that way you can go for you can say globalization. Second point in that line is cultural globalization. Means you spread out your cultural value, media, that is movie, theater, drama, music and all, and lifestyle across countries. Let's say nowadays yoga is getting famous and getting a lot of attention of the Western world, and the you can say dharma of Indian origin, the Hinduism is spreading its wings in all the foreign nations, because this is an active example of cultural globalization. Then political globalization. Here we can form international institution like United Nations, World Trade Organization, and these platforms not only help us to strengthen our economic ties, but also natural you can say think tank like establishment are taking place. Let's say the world is fighting with the pollution, the world is fighting with the global warming, and it provide a forum whereby all the national leaders of different countries come together and discuss the common issues which all the countries are facing, and this is promoting interdependence of the foreign countries. Then technological globalization. It actually enables rapid advancement in communication, internet and transportation, basically of technologies, universal access to information and digital tools. Then economic globalization. Let's say collection of collective action on global issues such as climate change, biodiversity, sustainable development, etc. And finally, social globalization. Let's say migration of people. When Turkey you can say there was war going on between Iraq and let's say ISIS crisis was going on, a lot of people from Iraq and Syria, they were flowing up to other western countries, like you can say Turkey has seized out its border, USA has seized out its border, and migration of people is still a challenge to all the economies in the world. Also it enable migration of ideas, social movement across borders and everything. So that's it for the day. Thank you very much. I hope it will be helping you to prepare for your examination. Dr. Dwivedi signing off. Thank you.